next guest is Brooklyn Roberts of the Eagle Forum of Alabama. Director of the Eagle Forum of Alabama, correct?
Thanks. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. I know I look really, really young, but I graduated from the University of Alabama School of Law in 2006. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
In some of my classes there, I studied a document called the Constitution. Now, I don't know what document President Obama and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid are operating under today, but that's not it. Injustices are being inflicted on our Constitution by the people in power today under the guise of the word change. The question is, what kind of change does President Obama really represent? Clearly, after a little over a year in office, his change is a government that is more significant and more intrusive into all of our lives. Now, we had a clue about this when in his inaugural address he said, "We should no longer ask whether government is too big or too small, but should simply pursue what government can do." Now, this goes back to the different constitutions, but the one that I saw said the real question we should be asking is not whether government has the ability to do something, but whether government has the right to do something. Freedom can't last long if we throw out our principles of limited government in place of the welfare state. Government is not charity. It's not your family. It's not your church. It's not the employment office. It's not your doctor's office. We cannot continue to keep trying to fit government square pegs into those round holes. Now, I know we are a nation now that gets our news from 7-second sound bites and 140 characters on Twitter, but I think it's important that we remember that the founders of this nation were both articulate and brilliant, succinct and profound, and their words were memorable. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men were created equal and that they were endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Now, the key words there are endowed by their Creator and unalienable. These rights come from God, not from man and not from government, but from God, and they cannot be taken away. The right to life, liberty, private property, equality under the law, and individual freedom were granted by God, and it is the sole purpose of government to protect those rights. If we fail to recognize the source of our rights, we will lose them. Our children must be taught that our liberties come not from man, but from God, and that man cannot take them away. Now, today, those liberties are under assault. The American economy, once a shining beacon of free market principles and capitalism, is at the mercy of a government that shows an increasing willingness to take over. The government now owns car companies, banks, and even our healthcare system. Economic liberty and political liberty are necessarily intertwined. We cannot have political liberty without economic liberty, and we cannot have economic liberty without political liberty. History has shown us that people are more productive, happier, more satisfied when they are free and independent. So we have come to a crucial point in our nation's history where it's time to choose. Do we want free markets or government control? Do we want individual liberty or state fiat? The fate of America lies in the hands of her people. If we do nothing, history will record with great astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to preserve their freedom. of a larger battle to restore and revitalize America's values. We must inspire the next generation. We must foster a culture in America that embraces and celebrates freedom. These are the things that made America unique. If we continue to fight, God willing, we will prevail. If we get weary, apathetic, we will hand to future generations a broken nation. So remember today that the price of liberty is eternal vigilance, and together is our burden to carry. I know everybody is in the sun and hot, but I just want to say one more quick thing before I finish up. I work for an organization called Eagle Forum. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. Eagle Forum has been fighting for 30 years now to protect our liberties. Showing up at the Tea Party today is great, but we need more than that from you. If you're upset about the direction our country is going in, get involved. Get involved with your county executive committee. Get involved on your city council. Come down to the State House and bug your legislators. But please do something to let them know that you are unhappy. If you're not familiar with Eagle Forum, I hope you will all check it out. It's Eagle Forum, AlabamaEagle.org here in the state, and our goal is to let you know how you can best be active. Thank you for having me speak today, and God bless.